things he said to me that just drove me up the wall. And I'm like, how can you say things like that? And he said, and then Mike said to me, dark humor is like unvaccinated children. It just never gets old.
So
there you are with that.
There you go with that. Well,
hey, gang.
Everybody, just a reminder, with low temperatures nationwide, it's a good time to get your kids vaccinated. How are you all doing?
Make sure they're in the house.
Yeah, right. It's Thursday night. It's one of our favorite, if not our favorite night of the week. And we are Figure Action coming to you live once again on YouTube. Joining me tonight is the usual cast of characters. And as I join you in a very different location, my new office. So,
is it a secret location, like a secret base?
I mean, it can be. I'm not going to broadcast my address out there.
It's his lair.
Yeah, the lair.
Your secret, slightly below ground lair.
Yeah, it is. It is a secret, slightly below ground lair.
Do you go down a flagpole to get to it?
No, I don't.
Aww.
But you're only allowed if you have a beard.
Give me a week.
just take a, put on a little merkin.
Well, since we couldn't get Balt Matrix in as a guest, I figured I'd do my best.
Next best thing.
Did we try this week?
I don't know.
I gotta hit him up on Twitter. Anyway, we are Figure Action, and we go down the list and see how everybody's doing tonight. Mr. Clean Shaven, Trustarscreamer, how are you doing tonight?
Old, but aside
old?
from that, I'm great. Old.
Oh, cold.
No, old.
No, he said
Dude,
old.
it's North Carolina. It's above freezing here. Ish.
I mean, it's, I think, 14 degrees here right now.
Yeah.
We got 28, baby. 28. Short sleeves.
Short sleeves.
You know what? I should just mail you this. I should mail you this.
Really?
So you can really. So you can keep your face warm.
I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, right now, remember this face now? Next week, it's going to be covered.
Why did you shave it if it's cold out?
Okay, like I said, I'm feeling old because today is my 40th birthday.
Ooh, 40. Happy birthday.
So I wanted to start the decade clean.
Laying off the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the minute I went outside, I felt every single pore in my face.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
TMan likes to hear me in stereo.
Boy. Well, next on the list, Partsformer, how are you doing today, man?
I am struggling mightily with this figure that I'm messing with, and we'll get into that with the hauls. But I'm doing great. I am in my basement where I often broadcast from, where it's cold as balls, cold balls, not the warm balls, but the cold balls.
Oh. Well, I mean, hey. I mean, if you've got a sense for what temperature balls are, I mean, power to you.
Cold
His
balls
are quite toasty in his
I
wife's
can't
purse.
argue with that.
You got some toasty testes.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what toasty testes means?
That sounds like a bonus round question. I'm going to pass to the next guy.
Donor round question.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Mr. Joe Crab, no stranger to beards himself.
Hey, how you doing? I'm feeling, pretty depressed right now because just a few days ago, I am in Mexico where it's 80, like 85 one day. And now I've once again returned back to the frozen tundra. This morning when I woke up, it was 1 degree. It wasn't 1 degrees or 2 degrees. It was only just 1 single degree.
Just that 1 degree showed up.
Just that one. And, yeah.
Well, if you're cold, just go stand in the corner.
So Just remember, when summer rolls around, no one's allowed to bitch because it's too hot.
We will all bitch because it's too hot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will, definitely.
Nothing will stop us from bitching.
I usually will catch myself. I'll come in and be like, man, it's hot outside. But then I'll like pause and I love it though.
Like, I don't get cold. I just get hot, but I move slower in the cold. Because
Are you a walker?
Kind of, yeah. Like I really only have the sensation of being cold when I'm sick. Like, I mean, every time I meet you in the harbor, am I wearing a winter coat or am I wearing like a fleece or a light leather jacket?
Small jacket.
I will say that day we met you in White Marsh when it was freezing out, you were sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, half of that was like me like hustling with like a mountain of gifts for everybody.
Yes, you did. That's true.
Nightwing in the chat says we're Transformers collectors. We bitch about everything.
Correct.
That is a good point.
We're sci-fi geeks. We bitch about everything.
That's also a good point.
Remember Vampire in Brooklyn? When he went into the church and he caught on fire?
You sure that wasn't me?
Yeah,
I was going to say, I can identify with that completely.
Was a church near?
Oh, you heathens. Listen to you. Unwashed masses.
Speaking of heathens, TMan 978. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm spectacular as normal.
I'd appreciate it if you rolled your R on that spectacular.
Yeah, spectacular.
Can you roll your R's?
I am currently not cold, but probably in the middle of the night it's going to be freezing.
You're not cold because you got like a 4XL on.
Yeah.
It's like an igloo in there.
Yes. This is something I like sleep in. I used to walk out in public with this. I'm like, what was wrong with me?
I'd be afraid of a strong wind and you just like getting airborne in that.
Hey guys, anybody listening, make that the topic question you guys can discuss in the comments. What is wrong with T-Man? He's posed the question. Let's see if you guys can come up with a good answer.
What's not?
Yeah,
this shirt is like 3X.
Best comment gets a shout out. Best comment gets a shout out.
I mean, we shout out people that just ask to be shouted out, so it's not really a spectacular thing.
Like I could just say, shout out to Deluxe Baldwin for saying that he's going to draw a hot bath and watch this.
Now, do you mean on paper, or do you mean like actually be in one?
That's a good question.
If that was Kevin Womack, if it was Kevin Womack, I'd be saying we'd see it on his Instagram in about 2 hours.
And then we'd see the drawing of him. In the
Was that Baldwin said fuck Star Wars? So, you don't fuck Star Wars. Star Wars fuck you, buddy.
He knows that because he's on Shattered Cast.
Yeah, where they don't. Yeah, that's all they talk about.
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Star Wars podcast. Of course, we've got a non-action figure discussion for tonight, so that should be interesting. Sportimus says he's not wearing any pants watching this.
Nice.
Non-pantimus. All right.
Non-pantimus.
He's not imagining our
Told you. I'm setting the trend. Bear it all, folks. Bear it all.
And why is there like a haze in your room, Dave?
It is. It's almost like heavenly. I don't know what's good, like from on high.
Yeah.
Maybe the lighting.
It could be the lighting, or it could be
like the smoke.
This phone is a piece of junk.
I think regardless of how hard you tried, Dave, I think Jesus found you.
You having like your
room.
Your Elon Musk moment.
But you ain't no Joe Rogan.
No, I'm not. But I am an armchair philosopher. If that makes sense.
How are you today, Jordan? How are you?
Thank you. I was waiting for that. I'm doing pretty well. I'm tired as all get out. I've been working and moving, and I haven't really had too much time to enjoy video games or figures. But I've got 10 bookcases to build, and then I'm looking to get my collection in, and life should return to normal-ish.
That totally did not help.
And Sportimus, yes, I am in the new house. This is my new office. As soon as I get my figures in, there should be a little bit of a collection update. So, not a little bit of a collection update, but there will be a complete tour of my nerd cave. So I actually I got to show Matt last week. I couldn't make the show. Apologize for not being able to do it, but we've just had so much to do. Like yesterday, the moment I closed my laptop for work, I was moving boxes till 12:30 at night. So it's been an adventure. It sucks, but it's a great feeling, to be honest with you.
All I've been doing is playing video games.
Lucky you.
I've taken up for you. I mean, I took up your slack. I mean,
but now instead of playing my video games on a crappy office chair, I have a nice couch to kick back on and play my games. And yeah. So yeah, I'm getting there. Moving on. I understand Trustarscream actually has a last-minute haul, so I'm curious what this mystery item is.
I actually got a very good score from, I want to say it was from either Action Figure Junkies or from Toy Ninja's web group, but I was able to get my hands on Reveltech Psylocke.
Nice.
And she is lovely. I got a great deal on her, and I have to watch a couple reviews just to make sure I get all the posing right, but I mean, that right there is just perfect for this pose I have her in, which will probably be in my Instagram later this week. Is just a perfect display pose for her.
I don't find the hair on her that hateful. I think it's pretty good.
I thought the hair was actually going to be on Reveltech joints.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't. They just went for a static pose on that, and it's good enough for me.
But, I mean, this looks good, and of course, can't wait for the Gambit. I think we've mentioned that like 30 times.
Yeah.
When does that do it?
Not soon enough.
I think it's April.
Yeah.
See, every time you move your cable, there's some feedback.
I've got Gambit and Iron Man on pre-order. So, I mean, I'm absolutely, completely in for the Marvel stuff of the Amazing Yamaguchi. I don't have my hands on Batman yet, and then I just saw the reviews on Deathstroke, and I'm like, I may need that. So.
The Deathstroke, it looks like they fixed a bunch of Reveltech problems. Did you watch the Whoosh review? Not yet. I made it partially through, and then I realized, oh wait, there's a podcast tonight. Yeah, he sounds really good. I don't have any attachment to the character, but it looks good. Because Robo, I know you watch our show and you want to be a guest on it because you've got all that time in your life.
Robo don't know figure act.
I was just about to say that. Damn it.
So all of you there, completely tag Robo on Instagram and social media to tell him he needs to go on our show. And Dan frickin' Larson, because he did a great thing on Bionic 6 today. Tell Robo that he may end up regretting coming on our show, but not like while he's doing it. He should be all right while he's here. But afterwards, he might feel dirty and like not want to come back. But while he's here, he'll have a good time. Well, I can't say that. While he's here, he'll be here. Parts, you actually had a conversation with Dan Larson, right? I did not. No? That's fake news. Oh.
Make it up.
I sent him a DM once.
You were all up in his DMs?
I can try to have a conversation with Dan Larson. I might. Maybe I'll reach out and see.
Because, if you see more than one, though, leave one for the next podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you did there.
I've been waiting to do that.
So is that all you got?
That's all I got with her. I didn't think I was going to get anything, and she arrived right on my birthday. And that's
a pretty cool story.
Yep, and I highly endorse her.
Very cool. So. Next up, Parts, what'd you get this week?
I had a pretty good haul this week. It wasn't totally without issue. We'll get to that. Today, I was the last one in the group that ordered this, that finally got it. I got this dude here.
You weren't the last one in the group. I skipped that one.
No, but I mean, when we all ordered it together, everyone else got theirs yesterday, but mine just came today. The Heavy Industries 1/12 scale synthetic human. I messed with it for like 5 minutes. I haven't really done much with him yet, but he's pretty damn cool. That was just that was FYE. TMan sent us a link saying that they were they normally retail for $60 or $70, and FYE had it for. He just magically changed his fucking shirt. Just like the camera went out and it popped back on, and he's like Upper East Side now. Look at it.
Yeah, I could see myself on my big TV, and I look very, very fat.
But anyway, FYE had him for $30. So for $30, I'm like, fuck it out. I'm the cheapest ass here, and I had to try it. I had to try for it, and it's good. I got the Spirit of the DEC Iron Factory, their IFEX31 Dube, or their Tarn. He is the Legends class Tarn that's part of their combiner that all the members of the DJD form the Tarnation combiner.
What in tarnation?
And I will forever call it that. Once I read that, someone on the forums posted that. That is his name, whether they like it or not. This is unfortunately, this is the one that actually has the issue. His right shoulder joint at the ball socket, the socket around the ball is split at the seam. So I contacted.
What did you do to fix that? Because I saw your picture with like some pliers and.
So what I did was I knew that if I had taken it off the ball joint and I tried to glue it together, that when I popped it back on the ball joint, it would split it again. So I removed it. I took some super glue and dabbed it around the crack, as you do. And while it was wet, as you do, I put it back on the ball joint. And then I used a pair of pliers with rubber bands around it to keep constant pressure on it, so it had a good seal. That's what it was. It didn't work at all. I mean, it's sealed, but it's still loose. So I contacted my retailer. They're going to see what they can do about it.
Who'd you buy it from?
Chosen Prime.
Okay, yeah, you'll be fine. It'll take you a while to get it, but you'll be fine.
Yeah. So I know this guy has problems. Well, not problems, but for anybody that's seen the transformation on him, his arms actually, they unclip, like the clips come up and his arms swing down on these armatures that are very thin. And everybody was talking about how you can stress it because the ball joint is actually attached to this really thin piece of plastic. And that if you're not careful, the pressure of rotating the arm on the ball joint is going to end up stressing it. So right out of the box, I'm like, cool, I know what I'm doing. I dabbed some shock oil on it, and they were good to go. And then the next day I found that the one arm didn't need shock oil because it was cracked. So that's that. Besides those, I did get the Make Toys Cross Dimensions Buster Stealth Wing, and you see him here in his donation mode. Because that's what I was struggling to do as the show started, because I had to combine him into I don't know what the hell the combined mode's called. I guess Buster Manus. We'll call him Buster Manus, or maybe Stealth Manus. But this thing is really impressive looking. And Joe, do you have your Buster Stealth Wing? Spoiler alert, Joe got a Buster Stealth Wing. Do you have him in robot mode or jet mode?
I have him in jet mode right now.
You have him in jet mode, okay, because I wanted them to see if anybody doesn't have it. Like, this thing is massive. I couldn't believe the size of this figure. Like, here's the box. Here's the box. Like, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's what she said. But he stands, I mean, it's a really nice figure. The transformation is a bit of a bitch the first time through, but once you see what they want to have happen with the legs, it's easy after that.
I actually put mine, when I had it in bot mode, next to Thunder Erebus, and he was taller than Thunder Erebus.
Oh, that's a good, yes, that's a good idea. I have my
I think it's about, actually, I think it might be about as tall, maybe even taller than Thunder Manus too.
I think you're probably right.
With the risers on his feet.
And
are either of you going to get the recolor?
Possibly. This thing's selling me on it.
See, I want the white one. I would want to get that.
Let me see. I'll wrap mine up real quick. I think that's it as far as the
you'll wrap it up.
I mean, to finish, you have to wrap it up to finish at least.
It's huge.
I'm going to end on that. Oh, I got Resident Evil 2. We'll talk about that later.
Yay. All right.
Moving on.
TMan. No, Joe. I skipped Joe. Joe, what did you get this week?
Oh, well, you didn't skip me. Is there an order? I didn't know there was.
Jordan has a very specific order in mind.
OCD.
Well, yeah, Matt spoiled it. I did get a Buster Stealth Wing, and if anyone does want to see him in jet mode, there he is in jet mode.
It's gorgeous in jet mode.
Yes,
I love it.
Packed in robot or jet mode?
Robot. Oh. Yeah, with his backpack detached. Yeah, it wasn't as bad. I thought there would be a lot more parts forming with that, but it's really just a backpack. And once the backpack's on, it stays with the robot, and then it's just the little thruster cannon thingy-majobs on his back and on his arms. And I also got a
thingy-majab
synthetic human.
What's up with this face?
Yeah, why is it derpy?
He's like articulated. It's like crazy articulated. It's amazing what you can do with this thing.
Joe, that
it looks like he just did a. It looks like he did a shot of half Jack Daniels, half Tabasco sauce.
You can see it.
That's what I look like. What was it, Friday or Saturday when I got drunk in Mexico?
And you were texting us how drunk you were. Yeah,
that was me. Tequila, folks. Just stay away from tequila.
Hell of a drug.
I got my Figgy Arts Kid Krillin. And you know what? I have a feeling this guy's going to be probably replaced as my figure of the year anyway. So he was my figure of the year earlier this week when I unboxed this Darkside, Mezco Darkside. All polystone. It is probably the worst articulated thing ever in the world, but it's awesome. It's like,
that's like the articulation of G1 Magnus.
Yeah, it doesn't need it though because it's Darkside. He pretty much just stands there.
So wait, he doesn't have leg articulation?
It does, yeah. I mean, it's just not like you don't get a whole lot of. It's basically, think of this as a statue that you can slightly put in some different positions.
Oh, McFarlane designed it.
just like some wives.
If there was one thing that I wish it would articulate better, and it's his arms. If he could get a little bit better hands behind the back action, but it does work. When you hold him like this and you get the right angle, it looks good. And it's tons of metal. It's all metal and polystone. It's pretty cool.
What is polystone anyway?
So polystone's that like ceramic-y stuff that they make a lot of like your premium format statues and all that.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's basically that material but articulated.
So if that guy ever shelf dives, you're effed.
Yeah, he's not going to go up on like any kind of shelf. I think he's going to stay firmly planted on my deck. He would probably put a hole or a divot into my IKEA desk here. It's just not built for that. But, you know, and my last figure here, for a split second, I thought about it because I kind of felt bad. I was going to wait until this weekend to open them up so I could share the experience with Matt here. But I got it over really fast. And I opened up my Mr. Satan. Oh, yeah! Satan! The champ! So I literally just opened him up as the show was starting, so I really haven't messed with him too much. But, yeah. Looking forward to that one for a long time.
It's funny, too. I've watched some reviews on him. The amount of people that reviewed it that said, like, well, I wasn't really looking forward to this figure. Or like, you know, he wasn't the one I would have chosen to have next. I'm like, what are y'all smoking? It's the champ.
Yeah, he's the pivotal character.
I know. And you know what? He comes with, like, of course, he comes with the dog. He comes with B. So there's B.
Does he come with a dead version?
They should have done that.
Damn.
I'm just it kills me that he was more effective in Dragon Ball Z than Yamcha was.
Definitely. You know,
he almost had Cell. He almost had.
If you think about Mr. Satan and Boo's relationship, though, like really think about it. What is going on when we're not watching these episodes? Because they're like, when you watch Dragon Ball Super, these two are like a married couple. Not making any accusations. I mean, hey, whatever. That's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
He's not here.
He comes with you get your championship belt, you get a little waistband, you get all kinds of little crazy expressions, and this is something that they need to do with all the figures. If you can see the crazy bug-eyed sock face,
So
I
We
think
you gotta
always
take
do
every
those.
that.
release needs to have something like that.
You gotta take those crazy bug eyes and use that to show what's going on behind the scenes with Boo and Mr. Satan.
I see a pictorial coming up. Yeah, do that.
Yes,
Do you have Boo?
I do. I'll have it. I'll do a pictorial as G-rated, and then I'll do one for After Hours.
You got to title one that the Boo-mance is real.
Boo Mance.
He's probably more of a father figure because Boo is like slow in the
I'll be
mind.
your father figure.
I don't know though. There's some scenes where Mr. Satan's like trying to calm Boo down. He's practically like giving him a back rub and everything, like promising that he'll like maybe hook him up later. You know, it's like
I mean, considering Boo could almost single-handedly destroy most of everything, like I guess he's kind of doing whatever he's got. He's taking one for the team.
he's taking
doing
one.
Yeah.
He's doing what he's got to do.
That big pink one for the team.
If Boo likes that thing he does, then goddamn it, for humanity, he's going to do it.
Listen, I was just watching that Fire Festival documentary, the things that some people were trying to do to get a case of Evian. And that's actually not a joke. I do recommend that documentary.
I heard.
They don't know exactly what I'm talking about.
I heard about it. Didn't they like send a guy to like the customs office and say, "Hey,
yeah,
you need to go."
And the guy was sitting there like, he was ready to. He's like, I took a shower that night, got the mouthwash ready that morning, but it was real. It was real.
All right. Well, moving right along, TMan 978. What did you get this week?
Well, I went to Collector's Corner near my job, and if you watch my channel, you already heard all the story. But anyway, I found out they were going out of business, so they had a few figures that I was interested in, but I only picked up this guy, Obsidian Fury Diamond Select.
You actually got that? Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for $12. Why not?
Dare he says one.
Yeah, the sculpt and paint is better than the Bondi Robot Spirits one, but the articulation is not. It's very close, and I like the joints in the knees look like they can't even articulate, but they do. It look like they're yeah. It looked like it's one piece, but it moves. I got this. I don't know if I got this since. Yeah, I think I got this weekend. This model gun.
Is that registered?
Just a lower.
Why?
They sent it to me. This company called Goat Guns reached out to me and see if I wanted to show off their model gun. It's pretty much completely die cast.
Wow.
So it feels heavy and premium.
Is that really 1/6 scale?
That's bigger.
It is 1/3 scale.
Oh, jeez.
The clip comes out and has some bullets in there. I don't know if you can see that.
God! I hope Nancy Pelosi's not watching.
Yeah. You know what might be able to hold that?
Now.
I know they're a quarter scale, but like the big naked Deadpool. Yeah, that might not look too out of place with one of those.
In my review I filmed a couple days ago, I had Metroplex holding him because he was the only thing big enough. And I also put a review up for this guy. The
Them hips.
Yeah, the Infinity War Spider-Man, aka Iron Spider. He is way more articulated than the first one for Homecoming. He has like SH figure arts diaphragm movements, and they changed the way the hips move, but the hips are still weird because they are too small for his frame right there. It looks like the hips are for a Marvel Legends, but his butt is for a Marvel Select, which is weird.
That's probably the most articulated Select I've seen.
Yes, it is crazy. All they needed to do is put the double ball post on the bottom of the neck like an SH Figure Arts, and it would have been an SH Figure Arts to me. And what else did I get? I don't know, but I got the synthetic human. Shout out to Dog Reviews. He sent us the links in it. They was $30, and I've been playing with this thing since I opened it.
Are all yours the same colors?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have just
They're
been the
all
lighting.
white and it's like greenish gray.
Yeah. I guess
But
Joe
it
just had the
can
other face.
It can do everything. Anything that a human can do, this thing can do, pretty much. And more, since humans can't put their legs all the way backwards and scratch their head.
I saw this one girl. Anyway.
Oh yeah, a contortionist. But other than that, I found this for $7 at Walmart. It ain't mine, but I did purchase it. It's going to someone else.
You can find out who on his toy hunt video.
Yeah. Or you can find out next week in the halls.
Spoiler alert.
But that about it.
Cool.
I've been playing Resident Evil and it killed me to have to start this right now.
I got my stuff set up just before we started, so I'm looking forward to hopping back into it.
You get anything cool?
I did. I got a couple things. So I wasn't here last week. I got Resident Evil. I got the deluxe edition. So I have those extra costumes. And the thing that I really wanted the deluxe edition for was the original soundtrack. So after I beat the game with the new soundtrack, I'll go back and play with the classic soundtrack. I love the saber music and the police station noises, and of course the the when you're in the Umbrella Lab and everything's about to blow up. That
yeah. I forgot to tell you that parts. You have to have the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can for if you want to get just the soundtrack and not the costumes, it's $3.99 for that. Also last week I said for just the soundtrack it's $3.99.
I said you ever met me?
Yeah, I know you're that cheap, but you're not. All right, maybe you are $3.99.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I guarantee it's going to be a PlayStation. Those PlayStation Classic things. I'll see it for $20 in 2 years.
They're already down to 25.
Oh,
where?
Walmart.
If you find it, please.
Yeah, if I find it, I can get you one. I mean, they're easy enough to hack. If you watch Mad Little Pixel, he's got tons of guides for how to hack it with just regular USB thumbstick. So last week my pre-order for Hoodlum came in, and he's okay. It kind of kills me. There's so many people that are fanatics about fans toys, and I get it. They make a good product.
This time they're letting us slide. This time,
yeah.
It's universally kind of disliked.
But I mean, all his purpose is going to be is you're going to have MP28 holding the Matrix here, Hoodlum holding the Matrix here, and MP09 holding it here open. So I think he's going to look good on the shelf. In fact, that movie shelf is going to be the first shelf that I move over. And then I also got the Zeta Catapult. So I'm just waiting on my birthday to complete my my Superion. And that's it.
But do you have enough figures to do a season 4 shelf?
Yes, I do.
Because Hoodlum can go in there.
No, because I've got the remember I got the Target Master Rodimus.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to go in there. I've got Hardhead and Chrome Dome. I've got Star Saber and what's his name? Victory Leo, which I think I should finally have enough shelf space to combine the two. That's the other thing is I got 10 new bookshelves. So I should
no books.
And no books. So,
how many have you built so far?
0.
0.
Yeah, I've got 8 Billy bookcases, 2 Walmart shelves. The Walmart shelves are going to be for like all my gaming stuff. So my collector's editions and the the gaming toys I have. T, you got really bad feedback coming in, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It did match up with you fake shooting though.
It did. So yeah, the Walmart bookcases, they're just going to be for like my gaming stuff. Like all the Figmas and all that I have, and I'm just gonna have a lot of figuring out to do. But looking forward to getting it all done. Hopefully by the weekend after this one, I should have my collection set up, or I should at least have everything in the house. So
you should set up like a static camera, and then just record it all, and then time lapse that sucker.
I would like to, but that would require me to get a GoPro, and also there's times where I might go through and just boxers because I'm getting up and doing it in boxers.
That might be good for our ratings. We need the female audience.
There's a difference between want and need.
What the deluxe audience?
I'm gonna take a bubble bath and watch me some figure action. All right, well,
Zero's in his boxers again. I might need the cold water now.
I'm gonna have some locked bathroom time.
Bathtub and chill.
Get out of here, Gator. I don't want you singing this. All right. So, moving right along, let's get some new reveals out of the way first. Magic Square, they have revealed a Devastator, and what are you guys thinking about this?
I dig it. I'm in.
Do we know? The question is, do we know what it is? I would assume that it is a Legend scale Devastator.
Yeah, that's what I assumed too. But I mean, could be good point. Could be wrong, but that's what I thought it was.
It's
Fire sailing Hulkies.
Bobbing Nag is the Legend scale, right? Because Light of Freedom didn't have Bobbing Nag on it.
I think
true. We need to translate that.
It's probably no real translation.
But I would say if Magic Square's doing that, that's going to blow that DX9 Hulky out of the water.
Yeah,
I didn't like that in the first place.
I never messed with it, but I wanted one. I never got it.
I don't know if I need it though. Like I gotta make toys Devastator, so I don't really know if I need it.
Same here.
But you guys don't really have Legends collections.
I have a growing Legends collection. But
then you need a Legend scale Devastator, don't you?
Stop spending my money.
Now, if only we could make Matt spend his money.
I said I was going to get one, and look, I have all this shit this week. Come on, y'all.
Well, so in terms of non-Legend scale, on the topic of Magic Square actually has a they revealed a trailer. I'm sorry. This is their
Legend scale.
This is their Legend scale Prime.
Yeah.
But
it looks so good it fooled you.
Yeah. Wow, that is really good looking. Now, see this Legend. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, when Magic Square releases a trailer, we know the plot.
You killed us all.
That does look like a miniaturized Light of Freedom, though.
Yes. That's good. Hopefully it doesn't snap while you're transforming it.
Wait, that happened?
No.
And
I've got DX9. Imagine those parts.
I was gonna say I got DX9's Dutch, and he's okay, but I don't know.
I was never a fan of the DX9 Legends. I had one set, and I sold it to TMan.
I've got one of those Sky Prop. I don't even know. I can't remember. Oh, Hot Soldiers Prime. I guess it's a Legends Plus. I have that in my TF Source stack.
The one that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grimlock in the chat actually filled us in. Brobdingnag is from Gulliver's Travels. It's the land of the giants, and that's why it's the giant aliens playing with the Transformers. That's actually kind of interesting.
Hey, we learn things on this show. Thank you, dude.
Interesting.
The more you know. Thank you.
That was pretty accurate.
And the last little bit of news is with a G1 reissue that I think everybody is going to go absolutely 100% crazy for, and that would be the Ravage, Rumble, Frenzy, and is it Laserbeak? It is Laserbeak. So, I guess, is this an indicator that Soundwave is going to get reissued? We
already know. They already announced him.
They did?
Yeah, him and Buzzsaw are coming together.
Oh, wow. I totally missed that news. That's what happens when you move.
And Rumble is red on that. Son of a bitch.
Yep. Just like the original.
Yeah.
Rumble is red. I said it 1,000,000 times in a video before.
I know.
But
I need
Kira was saying it all night long afterwards.
All night long.
My only question is, these are coming on regular card backs. Are they going to be mini bot prices, or are they going to try and get us for like 15, 20 bucks?
I think they're going to be like $10.
They're going to gouge us. They're going to gouge us for all that they think we're going to take.
Honestly, the mini bots weren't that bad at $7. I mean,
yeah,
they could have been cheaper, but for reissues with rubber tires, I honestly don't think that they were all that overpriced.
The keychains were out like 3 years earlier for like half as much.
Was it 3 years earlier?
It's been more than 3 years. In our hearts, it's been 3 years, but that was like 2002 or something like that.
Plus, with the keychains, like, didn't you have to pay shipping and import fees for those?
Not if you randomly found it in the store like I did.
Same.
Yeah.
They were all in a bin. I forgot what store it was, but there was a bunch of them in a bin, and I bought Cliff Jumper.
I think they're in a Five Below.
Yeah, I found it before Five Below existed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, it was that long ago.
My only issue with all the reissues is that they charge way more money, but the plastic quality is just so inferior.
Yes, they're noticeably lighter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping
the
that
value of the G1's gone up.
Yeah. So before we get into some non-figure discussion, keep this rolling along with a question that we hijacked from the Nathan Simmons interview with our boy Deluxe. And the question was, is there anything that you purchased during 2018 that had you thinking to yourself, why did I buy this? So do we want to do this one panel style, or do we have any takers?
Why did I buy
this?
I think a lot of
I got one.
Probably thinking that about the Pacific Rim figures.
This sumbitch right here.
Did I just steal everybody's thunder? Sorry.
No, I like my Pacific Rim.
I do too.
I like them. No, I like them, but I think after a few people got them in hand and there was that big rush when they all first came out, I think a lot of people were like, "What am I doing with this thing?"
Can I say one thing about those? Not to steal the podium, is for me, getting those Pacific Rim figures is one of my last memories of actually finding anything meaningful at Toys R Us.
That's true.
Agreed.
And for me, it's kind of hard to sell them because Toys R Us was a very, very big part of my my childhood and collecting. And it's still weird that they're gone, even though, towards the end that, they were like, having an old relative that you had good times with as a kid. And towards the end, they forgot who you were and started shitting everywhere.
All right, stop it.
That's a beautiful story. Aww.
I was working with a bot, if you couldn't tell. The toilet paper bot.
Okay, actually, I got one. I got a solid one.
Solid one.
Damn it.
He didn't even mean that.
Oh,
Completely unintentional.
wait. So when I don't try for the jokes is when I get you guys to laugh. I see how.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But I
So
actually,
what
I
is
do
it,
have.
Dave?
I actually have. I got 2 figures. First one, which is the Studio Series Jazz.
It's
I
jazz.
definitely-
Everybody got 'em.
You know, why did I buy this? I don't know. And I said, I'm giving up on Studio. I've officially given up on this line.
What about that Bumblebee movie Prime?
Fuck you.
Damn.
We'll see. We'll
See,
see.
I
But,
still love that Bumblebee movie Prime. To be honest.
it hasn't come out yet.
Oh,
The one that they're the G1-esque opening scene.
okay.
Prime.
I thought you were talking about the one that I got off Amazon Japan. The one.
No, the one that they kept
No.
they showed us pictures of.
But yeah, this Jazz, I've never had such buyer's regret for a Transformer.
I mean, you could
This
always
is
just
this guy.
order one off Amazon and return that as defective. I'm serious. Like all the Jazzes I've seen, they don't have that problem.
I don't know, but I just have a bad luck with that run. But that and my SH Figure Arts Deadshot. I was able, just because it was one of the things I found him on closeout at a Barnes and Noble, and it was like, ooh, a $25 figure art. And I got him perched on a sniping pose, but I am never going to use him pretty much for anything. So that is my why did I buy this figure?
Why did you dislike that one so much?
It's not that I dislike it. It's just I really don't know why I bought it. I mean, the Pacific Rim stuff, I can do stuff. I'm still going to plan on doing some pictures of Gypsy Danger fighting Mecha Godzilla and if I ever get myself a good Ultraman figure, I can do stuff with that one. But I have nothing in context with that figure arts.
I got you.
And possibly the only other thing was when I was at Disney Store, I saw they were closing out those articulated 12-inch Force Awakens Star Wars figures. So I've got a 12-inch Kylo Ren and a 12-inch Death Trooper.
Just because they were on closeout.
Pretty much. And I got the Kylo Ren out. I mean, he looks good. I mean, they didn't have the Vader. I know you had that Vader, T-Man.
Speaking of Suicide Squad, that Deadshot, do you guys see the news that James Gunn is officially writing and directing another Suicide Squad, but it's not a sequel.
Reboot.
Wow. Why are they so pressed about Suicide Squad? So why are they so pressed about Suicide Squad? They look at that as Guardians of the Galaxy.
In a way, that's kind of what's going to be. And then, Margot is going to be Harley Quinn again in that Birds of Prey teaser.
Yeah.
Not to tangent.
And then they announced, even though everyone knew, that Affleck is officially out as Batman. I mean,
but part of that,
and people are still hanging on to. They're like, no, that's not what he meant. He's gonna come back. It's like, come on.
Well, part of that is that they said that this movie, if I remember correctly from the article, said that it was going to be based on a younger Batman anyway. So even if he was still playing the role, I don't think he would be in that movie unless they, de-age him digitally, which I think that's no reason to do that.
Worst part was
they're going to try and shy away from the digital effects after Mustache Gate.
The most Batman-ish he ever did was the beginning of Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. That was the most Batman-ish stuff he did.
Yeah.
We were all looking forward to a whole movie of that.
It's just like the DC universe is so weird because, of all the movies, Aquaman is the one to cross the $1 billion line. Aquaman.
They were smart.
I mean,
they released it overseas first, so it got its numbers, and then everyone was like, "Hey, it made the numbers. We should check it out." And They made sure it was everything the other movies weren't, except for maybe Wonder Woman. You know, bright, colorful, not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah.
They took the biggest risks with that character, I think, because they knew it was kind of like a go for broke thing. Like it's fucking Aquaman. Like even Aquaman's not excited to be Aquaman, so they had to do something to make it a little bit more interesting.
I'm Arthur Curry.
That they took a chance with it. They had fun with it, and it shows.
I do want to see Shazam though. That'll be the first DC movie that I willingly go and check out. I know some people are iffy about it, but I think it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, that looks like it's gonna be a killer.
Yeah.
My daughter's all excited about that.
Meh.
Yeah, you're gonna see it.
I'm gonna go see it. I think I still haven't seen Aquaman, to be honest.
Yeah, neither have I, to be honest.
I kind of think that that Shazam's going to be a movie that it's either going to be really good or it's just going to miss the mark. And I mean, I guess that generalization can be said a lot about like a lot of the DC movies, but
yeah.
No, but you're right though.
Aquaman,
This is where the humor's got to hit, or it's going to be a flop. Like it's got to be on point. You're right.
And I mean, that's like the one thing that I think, where a lot of people are being critical of Captain Marvel is that like there's no, in the trailers there doesn't seem to be that much levity. I mean, even like punching the old lady is kind of funny, but it's just
every time I punch old lady, it's hilarious.
But we've seen the joke now.
Yeah. The other thing
You
too
shouldn't
is that, like,
punch an old. You shouldn't punch an old lady. You punch an orphan.
Yeah, but it's funny when.
I mean, what are they going to do? Tell their parents?
He screams elder abuse when he does it.
Now I've seen
I'm horrible today.
they've screened Captain Marvel, and people are saying it's like the best movie they've ever seen.
I mean, I'm willing to believe that the trailers are just poorly put together. I mean, they don't want to give anything away. But it's like in all the other Marvel movies, they kind of give you a glimpse into the main character prior to the movie. I mean, when you went into Ant-Man, you kind of got an idea of who Scott Lang was. Guardians of the Galaxy, they gave you a little bit of Peter Quill and Gamora and Rocket.
I have faith. I have faith.
I'm seeing it regardless. I'm just if
they can make a tree and a talking raccoon interesting, they'll be fine with Carol Danvers.
All right. So back on to why the hell did I buy this? I think everybody probably can guess what mine's going to be.
Storm Collectibles.
No, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
How long ago was that, Ryu? Like 2015? 2016?
But it might still count if you're still going on about it. If you still sing the song, maybe it counts for this year too, or last year.
I mean,
This would have been 2017.
It was 2017? Okay. 2 years ago. For 2018 though, don't crucify me for this, but the Flames toys drift.
But you've been sticking to that same message since you got it, though, so that's been pretty. That's not a big surprise, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was just a figure that just did not resonate with me one iota. I know a lot of people love it, and some people are like almost offended by the fact that people don't like Flames toys, but they just just to me, I did not get that sense of quality. Just like Storm Collectibles, there's a lot of folks that love Storm Collectibles, and every time I hold one, I just don't feel it. I
just pre-ordered
play with
Mike
Tyson?
I did, and
have you handled Goro?
No, I've handled Shao Kahn though, and he didn't feel very good. And then the mask sculpt was terrible, in my personal opinion. Other than that, I guess the only other thing that I can think of was it 2018? Is that Toy Biz Voltron, the big Voltron?
Really?
Yeah, it's not a bad figure, right? It's a good figure, and I would feel good giving that to a kid or somebody that didn't have a Voltron in their collection. It really is a good figure, but when you have the Soul Chigokin Voltron, it's like there's really there's really no place in a collection for it.
I look at that because I've got both a Solo Chogokin Megazord and I have a Legacy Megazord.
Yeah. But that's having a G1 Transformer and a Masterpiece Transformer.
Okay, there you go. You just justified them.
But when you have that Voltron, it's like having a Chug figure, and it's just so big.
It's not a real G1.
Yeah, it's not really G1, and it's a really big figure. I mean, it's what like 19 inches tall.
It's like having a Toy World Devastator and having the Hasbro Chug Devastator.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it. Like I wish I had the Toy World one, and hopefully one day I'll be able to put some cash aside if Takara stops coming out with stuff that I need to have. But
I mean, not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that just surprised me. That's all.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, it's not a bad figure, and there's nothing I find wrong with that Voltron. It was like something I bought. I'm like, well, why do I have this? Where does it fit into my collection? It's really big. It doesn't go with anything. Like if you have like Soul Chogokin figures are nice because even though they're from different series, you can lump them together with like Joe has behind his shoulder. He's got Mazen Kaiser and the RX-78 and all the high end what do they call them?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to have like a coherent collection. But with that Voltron, it's like, well, shit, I can't put this in my Transformers. I don't have a collection of large plastic robots. It was
Gotcha.
something that where you guys are like, why did I buy the Pacific Rim figures? Everybody was buying this Voltron, and legit, it's a good figure, a great value. When I got it, I was like, man, Hasbro can learn a thing or two about this with having good quality plastic and decent paint. Really sturdy, high quality piece. So, but that's one I'm looking to sell.
Actually, I wanted to add one more, and that's going to be the Sideswipe and Red Alert.
Thank you.
From
God, no!
From Bad
Let me add those too because I sold those the week I got them.
And those are another one where everybody was kind of in a fever about it when they first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the Bad Cube one right here. I'm still kind of wondering why. I got it. I got it.
Than the original.
A bit, but
better proportions.
Yes, but I dread transforming it.
Stop.
Because it's Bad Cube.
To be honest, it's not the worst transformation, but for me,
it's no War Dog, but
well, I thought that the sculpts were just a little off. The articulation's great, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I still just liked how Sideswipe looked on the shelf. I wish I could take the detail and give the Takara Red Alert the transformation that the Bad Cube one has, or at least the door wings and all.
I never opened Red Alert. He's still mint in box.
He's the better of the two, to be honest.
But I'm just saying, it's like I'm scared. Like I just started to open it. I'm actually now scared to even continue this.
For me, Red Alert was worse. The way his feet are designed, like his feet are designed, he doesn't have like a heel, like the Sideswipe does. So he keeps falling over for me. And the arm articulation is more cartoon accurate, but it's less articulated than Steamroll. But I can agree with you on them because they have more articulation, but they aren't that fun to handle. Yeah. And they're not like a cohesive robot with the back and front not tabbing together.
See, I could get the back and front to tab together. For me, it was just I couldn't. Yeah, and again, I know what people like them. I still could never get over the face sculpt for Red Alert.
Why am I doing this?
Why are you?
the sideswipe.
T, did you have any weird ones for 2018?
Well, for me, it was what we were talking about before we started. The Zeta aerial bots.
Yeah, and
The
I
first
really
one was
like
good.
those.
What was the first one? Skydive? The black one?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I think that's his name. But whatever their names are. When I got them, it was like, okay, I just felt like this is a thing.
Airstrike.
Like
Airstrike
I put them with
Flyfire.
I put them with my other Transformers, and I never touched them again. It's like I had no care for them at all, and I didn't like their proportions and their articulation. And Flyfire was like felt way cheaper, like I said.
Let me ask you this though: after seeing the Bruticus in person, does that change your mind about getting them for the combined mode?
No.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, I know I wouldn't play with them. That's one thing. It's cool to have those big giant robots, but most of them are not fun to manipulate because they're so humongous. Like Terminus Giganticus is an amazing figure to own and have in a collection, but trying to articulate him or play with him, like I guess that's my problem and what makes me different from other reviewers or whatever. I get more fun out of being able to pose a toy than a toy being all exciting and expensive looking on the shelf. That's why I like Legends class figures so much, because there's something little and easy to play with.
Totally agree.
Like I could have fun all day with this thing right here. The Legends friend.
You can spend all day playing with that little thing. I understand.
You really set yourself up for one there, Dave.
Oh, actually, no. This is Rumble. Sorry.
There was 5 other jokes I could have made, guys. You know it. I was nice to him
for not making them.
I say like non Transformers wise, my only other regret is still, and I'm keeping them in my collection. So yeah, Winston, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you on Instagram. I've been busy. I keep forgetting how to use the Instagram Messenger on my phone. But I'm keeping this figure. But that would be the SH Figuarts Ant-Man and Ant.
Oh yeah,
that figure is just so. Ugh. It looks good on a shelf, and I at least have my Civil War Ant-Man to be like the Ant-Man I mess around with. I still need to figure out.
What the hell am I doing with this thing?
I still need to figure out getting the Wasp. I'll get her eventually when there's no Transformers to buy.
That's the one I thought you were going to say when you were saying that we should be able to guess it. I'm thinking, man, he hated that ant, so I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, it was a toss up between that and the Drift. You know which one I was gonna say. I mean, the Drift was the most because I sold that, and actually, I made, like I said, I made out a little bit better on selling that Drift than I spent on it. So I made like $10 out of it. And I got to, say, hey, these figures aren't for me. And I do understand why people like them. They look great when they're lit up. But in the same sense, like T, I do like with my IDW figures. I like being able to flip them back and forth. For me, I correlate IDW with Chug. So there you go.
Non-Transformer wise for me, several World of Nintendo.
Oh God. Yeah.
Super Mario Maker, Mario. That thing is like, they've used that mold so many times. The thing is trash.
What about the Mario Odyssey one where he can't even wear his own hat?
Yes, I didn't even buy that.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you did buy that one.
Mm-mm.
It was Kevin that bought it.
I wanted to because of Cappy, but I'm like, they should at least made his hair come up and put the hat on.
Yeah.
Bowser. I'm happy I got it on the discount since the neck doesn't rotate.
You gave me
And
so much shit when I got that Figuarts one. Now look who's laughing.
I don't even want that Figure Arts one because it's so little. Bowser shouldn't be eye to eye with Mario.
It's fine. It's gonna look good when I get it all on a shelf.
As long as they're not on the same shelf, like Bobby says with his Decepticons and Autobots.
No. Well, if I do it, it's gonna be like I'm gonna set it up like a Mario level,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll look nice. I just need to get like 2 of those Hammer Brothers sets, and I need to get like the set with the pipes. At least that stuff's...
Did they release the Hammer Brother World of Nintendo yet?
Yeah, I saw them in the store the other day, but I'd rather get the Figuarts ones, to be honest.
I've only seen the Fire Brother.
Yeah. Or that's what I saw was the Fire Brother.
But I think they did make Hammer Brother, and I never saw it. Those things, they're worse than like Chase Funko Pops.
Tia, did you see the ones they just released today?
Certain figures come out and you never see them.
They just released promos for new ones today. Today or yesterday.
And then I get them, and then I'm always disappointed, and I'll keep wondering, why the heck am I keep buying these? So, World of Nintendo wins. Why am I buying?
I think it's
for the
because,
Metroids.
Like,
you buy them for the Metroids.
They're cheap figures. They're representations of characters that we never got when we were kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that Nintendo was so big in the 80s, and when it came in early 90s, and when it came to like toys, it was you're gonna get like some crappy stuffed animal thing, with a plastic head, or a McDonald's toy. That's the best you're gonna get. They never had like Mario action figures or Zelda figures. They had the cartoons and all, but
it's like they weren't. It's like they didn't think to do that. Like it wasn't a thing that they, to cross sell like that. It just didn't seem to be. Like, yeah,
they were making too much money already on everything else.
Yeah, they didn't have to, but they could have made more money.
It's like McDonald's had those Mario figures that like those were your action figures. Those were my Mario action figures for a long time.
Same thing with the Sonic the Hedgehog figures.
Right.
Like, Sonic was huge, and there were no Sonic figures outside of Japan. And again, he had like 3 cartoons. Much like, I guess,
there were chili dogs.
Yeah. So, on the topic of video games, do a little off action figure discussion. Who all is playing Resident Evil 2?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm on my 3rd story run.
Jesus Christ!
Everyone is except for Joe.
I'm not. I'm still playing Witcher 3.
Ah.
I am on my first playthrough.
And if you haven't played
No,
Witcher 3, that is one of the best games for this current generation consoles.
Yeah, the Witcher series is good. I need to one day sit down and invest myself in the lore so I can get an understanding of what's going on.
They're making that new TV show with Henry Cavill on Netflix.
Yeah. And now I will watch that, because that's the thing. That could be a gateway to me actually finally playing at least Witcher 2 and 3. I have Witcher 2 and 3. I just
you have them? You just
I do. Well, because Xbox loves giving you games, and I got The Witcher 2 as either like one of the sales or one of the free games. I can't even remember at this point. And then The Witcher 3. I can't remember how I got that, but I have that digitally too. But
how do y'all feel about Resident Evil?
Resident Evil 2, that was the very first game that I ever got on the original PlayStation. In fact, I got my original PlayStation on my birthday 21 years ago. Jesus. So, yeah.
Is this the one that has the big jump when the liquor appears?
Yeah.
Was that Resident Evil? Was that 1?
Well,
that's 2.
Yeah, the liquor wasn't in 1. They had hunters.
Yeah, it was when the liquor appeared. That was one of the ones I remember that they had to scrape me off the ceiling.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to play this game.
I just had that happen to me.
But it's absolutely crazy that Resident Evil 2 is now 21 years old, and here they didn't remake it scene for scene. It's kind of remixed and reimagined, but it's completely respectful to the source material. I'm only at the first encounter with William, and it's really, really exceeded my expectations, and it's really done a lot to still scare me. The sound design of the game is amazing.
Both of y'all are worlds ahead of me. The Tyrant hasn't even dropped in my game yet.
When you say the Tyrant, are you talking about like Mr. X?
Mr. X, yeah, Mr. X.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not to Mr. X yet either. I'm just at the first encounter with William.
Are you Leon or Claire?
I'm Leon.
Yeah, I'm playing as Leon first because that was how I played through Resident Evil 2 first.
Oh, you mean William? The police officer William?
No, that's Marvin.
William Birkin.
Birkin, that's who I thought. Okay, yeah.
Big eyeball.
Yeah.
Was Resident Evil 2 the one where you saved on the typewriter?
Yeah.
All of them.
All the first few are, yeah.
Well, I never played. I
think on part 4 too.
Yep. Yeah. I think I've only played 2 Resident Evils all the way through. I played 3 all the way through, and I played 5 all the way through. I played 4 about 95%, and then something distracted me. And then I rented part 2.
Yeah, I played one Resident Evil game all the way through. I think it was that one. I think it was number 2.
Were you married when part 5 came out?
That was actually right before we got engaged, and that was part of one of our first couples thing. Was just playing that game together.
Oh, she's sideswipe.
Huh?
I said she's the sideswipe. She sideswiped you out of playing the game, finishing the game. But the way I like playing Resident Evil 2 because the story was better this way, and I just heard this morning that it's canon. If you play Claire first and then Leon, I used to like the second run of stuff that came with Leon when you did the second run. And now that I'm playing Claire first run, a lot of the scenarios that are happening are way more enjoyable. Well, one thing I don't remember in Leon's first run on the original PlayStation game, I don't remember Mr. X appearing in the Leon's
No, he didn't. And that
every time.
Yeah, that's what's kind of crazy is, well, I can't remember if he did at the end in the Umbrella facility, like if he was just a boss there. But
I don't think he showed up until the second run of both of their stories.
Yeah, I don't remember him on the first run of either. I know, like, you fight him in the Umbrella facility, but yeah.
So you've encountered him?
No, I haven't yet. Like I said, I just got up to William, and that was as far as I got.
I thought he was before the William.
I mean,
Leon, sorry.
I think now you can actually do stuff in different orders.
That's pretty cool.
Because it seemed like whenever you got to that area where Chris Redfield's office was, it was like Mr. X was right around that freaking corner. And when that happened, and I was running and trying to hide, that's the terrifying part right there. My heart was because he's like on you. He doesn't run, but the sound of the footsteps like right behind you, just like nuts.
Did you scream like a prepubescent boy?
Maybe on one part. And sometimes the zombies will be right outside. Like, you'll walk through the same doors over and over again. But you walk out, and then they just jump out of nowhere. They'll be like, what the
Speaking of that, I got a question for you guys that are further along. If you barricade a window with the wood, is that permanent, or will that shit eventually break?
Permanent.
It's permanent.
It's permanent? Okay.
But there's one hallway, the liquor hallway, where there's like 5
20
windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and there's this jump scare part where you go close to the windows and they just jump through the window like but they can't get you. Every single time you walk past it, they jump out. So if you forget, you're going to be jumping every time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they've upped the ante with the scare factor in the game. Like you wouldn't think like, oh, it's zombies. It's going to be this is nothing. But the sound design in the game is so good. They do a really good job of startling you and making the environment scary. Like adding standing water to that one hallway, makes it seem like things are moving.
Yeah, unsettling. Very unsettling to walk through that.
Yeah, so many occasions where you hear like things moving in the rafters, or because they made the game take place during a rainstorm. Like you'll hear stuff hitting the windows, but it's not a zombie. It keeps you on edge.
When you're wearing headphones, it sounds like it's in your house.
Yeah.
And they took out that little bit of the tell from the original games, where when you finally down a zombie permanently, they bleed out.
Yeah, that's cool.
But in this game, you don't know. Like you could do 6 headshots, and that son of a bitch will still get up when you walk past them.
The best thing to do is when you knock them down,
knife them.
Keep stabbing them. Yeah. Once they stop moving and their legs start ripping apart, they're not getting back up. Or if you shoot them with something that creates fire, they'll burn up and they won't come back.
That's probably why playing as Claire is more enjoyable. So you get the grenade launcher.
Yeah. With Leon, I don't know. No, on the second run when I was playing with Claire, I shot the liquor with one of her flame rounds and it like died. Now when I'm playing it, it takes like 2. And she loads that thing slow as hell.
You can't reload it in the item menu?
No. Actually, you know what? I haven't tried.
That was how I used to cheat the reload animations in the original, was I just go in the item menu.
I used to do that too, now that you mentioned it.
Wouldn't put it past them to include that still.
One thing they tried to make the game or the monsters more realistic. So there's a whole bunch of creatures that they altered. And some they completely took out.
I mean, I'm glad the birds are gone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about them. They used to drive me crazy. I was worried about that because I was like, how the hell am I going to shoot the birds on this game?
Yeah. The spiders, the omission of the spiders, I think is kind of like, they could have had the spiders in there.
They got rid of everything. Like even, I don't know, spoiler alert. The plant monsters, they are there. I didn't think about it because they have a substitute. So that made me not realize that they're actually there. But now instead of being like walking plants, there's zombies that have plants have pretty much been consumed by the plants. And they don't, or at least that hasn't happened to me. I don't know if it changes on the hard mode, but they don't shoot out that poison stuff that they used to spit at you.
Is the giant moth still around?
Nothing that's an animal is on there.
Well, the dogs are. The dogs are back.
The dogs are the dogs, and the thing in the sewer is the
alligator.
Yeah, those are the only animals. They do have giant cockroaches, but they don't attack you.
I remember in the original one you had to knife them.
Yeah, this one you see them, and that was a jump scare. You open this thing up, and there's a whole bunch of cockroaches sitting there, and Claire or Leon is like, ah! And then it made me jump.
I do like their reactions too. Whenever you like the actual character voices, when they're Claire's just like, "Oh God damn it," or some, like, this is aspirated when they get further along. What is going on there?
Yeah, or Leon's always like, "Oh shit, oh fuck."
She's like, I can't believe this guy.
Yeah, she gets like offended.
Really?
That's exactly what she sounds like. She's like, what is wrong with you?
Have you seen like
5 times
on the PC? Somebody modded the game, so when Mr. X is coming up, it starts playing "X Gonna Give It to You" by DMX.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
Like, I mean, it eliminates the jump scare aspects because you hear it in the distance, like somebody's playing it on a like a Bluetooth speaker or boombox or something.
That's pretty funny.
So it moves with him?
Yeah, it moves with him.
That's awesome.
I approve of that.
I just put the original soundtrack on today. I changed to the original clues, but I didn't think to put the original soundtrack. But I put the original soundtrack on, and I forgot that one song with like a bunch of zombies rushing you and like, dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah,
the shit is going down song.
Yeah.
Stuff is about
The
that.
only thing I don't like about it is it like lets you definitely know, oh, there's another zombie around. I mean, it's good, but I like the little bit of a surprise.
With the classic music, did the safe rooms have that really cool safe music that they used to have?
Yeah.
I think people on the internet would be pissed off if that didn't happen. Like you would see more about that and people being pissed off about their $3.99.
Right. Especially when
that
you go on
almost
YouTube.
identical. The save music almost sounds identical, but some of the other music is the same, but it's like enhanced, like they remastered.
Okay. If you go on YouTube and search Resident Evil 2 Safe Room, you can find an hour-long remix or hour-long loop of that music over and over again. I may or may not have had that on at the house when I was washing dishes earlier this week.
But did it make you feel safe?
No, but it was a nice gesture.
I think my biggest shit your pants moment in the Resident Evil, the original game, and you know, I know this already. They replicate this, but it's where you're in that one room on the B campaign, and you're in the middle of solving a puzzle, and that's when Mr. X decides to pop in through the wall. Like, that totally eliminated any feeling of safety I had playing that game.
And you're like, oh, this is a puzzle room. They're going to let me just be here and solve it. I'm not going to throw it. That's how you say it.
I haven't encountered that. That must be on Leon's second run. Because that room, every time I go in that room, I'm like, why is this room here? There's like nothing in here. It's the room with the camera in it, right?
I think so.
Like, they do have a boarded up door right there. One time I went in there, it was a zombie just at the boarded up door hitting it. So I just walked around him. Like, it's something you do. If you find this map, it shows you the location of 2 secrets. So I was able to go in that room and get something out of the drawer. So I was like, oh, so this is what the room is for. So the zombie was over there. He wasn't paying me no attention, so I just left out.
Well, I don't care about.
Did you sneak past the liquors?
No, I've just shotgunned them because I get like every time I see one, I'm like, ah.
Yeah. On this one, if you absolutely stop moving, like if you push the analog stick a little bit, your feet don't make any noise. And if you're right under it and you stop, it won't attack you at all.
If they bump into you, though, they'll attack you.
Yeah, like
The
if
shit-
they hear
the shit
you,
fell-
if
he
you're
fell
not
off.
moving.
Yeah, when he first right outside the laundry room when I encountered the first one, he dropped off the ceiling. I had just read that note about lickers have poor eyesight and bad senses and can't tell about anything. So I'm like, as soon as I came out the hallway and he jumped down, I'm like, okay, that note was just there for a reason, so I'm going to stay perfectly still. And I took my hands off the controller. I was like, just let him walk past you. He almost made it too, but he swung his big damn head into me, bumped my leg, and then, well, I ran.
Plus, it'll like put the tongue out. It sends the tongue out to like feel around too.
That's gross.
I had to use
Hey, that technique has gotten me so far.
Huh?
Right.
What you say?
Never mind.
I'd like for Megan to be in the chat to confirm or deny that.
And that's why she doesn't watch this show.
Her face will probably turn red.
Really?
Something back to toy related is on the kit that you have to parts form, obviously Jetfire onto Optimus, the cross dimensions. He comes with parts that you have to put on the Prime, the Striker Manus, to mount the pieces. His chest plate, he comes with his chest plate that is a separate piece that has nothing to do with the actual figure. But the chest plate actually has a red matrix of leadership built in. I just noticed that.
It looks similar to the one that Megatron has in his stomach.
Yes, except Megatron's is purple, and this one, yeah, it looks a lot like it, except red. This one looks more like the regular Matrix, where Megatron's is kind of like the spiky, evil, because Spiky is evil, evil-looking thing.
The one from Beast Wars?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe not.
Well, Combiner Wars, Megatron had the Matrix chamber. I'm about a spark chamber in his stomach.
I just got this guy into his jet mode, and I really, really like it.
But video game wise, did you pre-order MK11?
I don't see a need to pre-order. I know that's how you get Shao Kahn, but when it came to Goro, you just bought it day one, and he was in there. I wish Ed Boon would take a lesson from not Mortal Kombat, Smash Brothers, where it's just like if you're an early adopter, i.e., you buy the game in the first month, the bonus character is available for everybody. But I will be getting Mortal Kombat 11 on PlayStation 4.
Fantastic.
So
I'm gonna get it too. Scorpion is my main.
Speaking of Smash Brothers, does anybody play with Piranha Plant yet?
I did last night. I made sure to get him before the code started. Somebody told me they were going to expire soon if you had your code but hadn't redeemed it. So I said, screw it, I'll just make it a point.
I think they mean if you didn't register your game.
Yeah.
But the code is forever, I think.
Yeah, well, I knocked it out, so I got him. I had a few minutes last night to play with him, and he seems neat. He seems a little overpowered. We do have to do another game night with everybody that has Smash Brothers.
I saw somebody did the thing where he shoots out the poison gas out of his mouth, and it did like 50-something damage.
Yeah, he definitely seemed a little overpowered. Like his smash attacks were definitely coming in strong.
Joe, did you get Smash Brothers?
What's that?
Do you have Smash Brothers?
I do.
Okay.
I haven't played a Smash Brothers game since N64.
Well, you should get a Switch and change that.
Switch is worth it. I mean,
Kira wants to switch.
I barely have enough time playing my PlayStation.
Yeah, but with the Switch, you can take it anywhere.
So,
slow day at work, you treat yourself to a 30-minute poop.
There's no such thing as a slow day at my job, unfortunately.
Get a Switch and Mario Kart and let Kira play it. They have the mode that you can. It's like training wheels where you can't fall off the edge, and you'll automatically keep driving, so she'll never completely lose.
Oh no, she's learning how to lose. My kid ain't no participation trophy child.
There you go. To answer Night Wyndham's question, every system has Pac-Man. I think there's the Namco Museum that's available for just about everything.
Heck, even Google has it.
Before we wrap it up,
on my phone.
Yeah, Google did have it. I remember that Google. One of my favorite Google Doodles was when they had the playable Pac-Man
built right into the homepage. Yep, that was really cool.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up, I do want to go back to an action figure topic. Resident Evil 2 actually was one of the games that I remember getting cool looking action figures. At the time, I couldn't get them, but they had Resident Evil 2 themed figures. They had a Leon and Claire, and I believe they were Toy Biz. Does anybody else remember those?
I can't remember.
I have
I bought several of them for my little brother, and he absolutely loved those things. The plant monster I was just talking about, that was one of the coolest ones.
Yeah. The thing I remember about him was they had the William and Sherry. I always wanted that figure, and when I did see it, I didn't have money. And when I went, it was like always like the Jill and the Spider, or I think it was Claire and a zombie. Those were the shelf warmers. There were two versions of William. There was one version that I saw a lot, and that was like his second to last form. And
I remember the one with the hat. He still had half the lab coat on and the big eye.
And he came. Yeah, that was the one that I wanted, because
the one he has the huge right arm, and the eye actually was articulated and can move around. I think.
Yeah.
I have
those things must have been cheap, because if I was buying them for my little brother, and I'm cheap like Partsformer.
And I got this guy back at the house, my parents' house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I bet Mezco could make some awesome Resident Evil figures.
That was going to be my next question: is if anybody were to make Resident Evil figures, who would you want it to be?
I concur with Dave. If that Mezco made some of these guys, I would definitely jump on at least.
NECA could do
I would talk about jumping on some of them.
You know, on the cheaper side, I would definitely want NECA.
Well, we say with NECA. Remember, McFarlane I think made Resident Evil stuff. So with NECA, technically, you could have had the same sculptors who made the McFarlane ones, because NECA was originally an offshoot of McFarlane, if I recall.
What?
I did not know that.
Like the guys who started NECA worked with McFarlane, and then it was like the whole thing of, dude, articulation, please.
So they left.
And then McFarlane called them hippies and told them to get out.
Something like that. And, well, you tell me which Predator is better.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, could you do the manufacturer on your
McFarlane does not believe in articulation.
Can I do what?
See the manufacturer on your Mr. X picture?
Nope. I tried when y'all were talking. I tried to see. I could not. Let me see if I can find out. Talk amongst yourselves.
But
here I am, no glasses.
But yeah, NECA, I think NECA would make a very good mainstream one. But Mezco, I mean, again, you look at Joe's Dark Side. You think of that kind of love put into the Tyrant or even Nemesis. Holy crap, that would be. They'd be printing money if they started doing Resident Evil.
Well, those Fortnite figures are superposable, so I can't wait for. They have one. I forgot what his name is, but he has like a pink hoodie and some sneakers. I really want that one.
Toy Biz. They were Toy Biz.
I forgot his name, but that one I'm definitely gonna buy for the Fortnite figures.
And those things just exploded all over the shelves like overnight almost. It was craziness.
Yeah, but the popularity of the game, it makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
I was just afraid like these Fortnite figures would be like the next Pacific Rim figures of, hey, we got something cool, something different, get them all. And why do I have these again? I tried playing Fortnite. Cool. I tried playing it, and oh my gosh, it made me. I can't play it.
Yeah, me too. It made me feel super old. Like
yeah.
Yep, it was Toy Biz. If you didn't hear me say.
And Palisades made a bunch of them. Now that I'm looking at it, those hit around the time of Code Veronica, and I remember seeing those at Suncoast, but being like well out of my price range.
I bought Code Veronica, never played it.
Oh man, you missed out.
On my Dreamcast.
There's the really cool William Birkin one. That's the William Birkin film.
Yeah.
But it's really, it was a cool one.
Sherry wasn't articulated though.
Yeah. Did she really need to be?
In the game, she barely moves. Even in the new game, the way she runs is so weird.
Like I remember Sherry's arm articulation. Like they tried to give her like baggy sleeves, and she was just like this the whole game. Like she looked like a seal anytime she was talking to Claire. Here's my locket.
Oh, that's one thing. If we can get back to the game for a second, The way that the voice acting and just the overall the way they act in the game make me care about the characters even more than I did when I was younger. Like I think Claire and Leon both have like this super sympathetic scene on both of their scenarios where you really care about the characters in that particular situation that I'm not going to spoil here.
I like how they fleshed out Marvin quite a bit. Like the facial animation on him, is really, really convincing. Same thing with like early on in the game when you're going through and you get the memo from the one officer and he's like getting torn in half. Like the look of agony on that dude's face. It's like, wow. I thought Resident Evil 7 was impressive, and like here they've really kicked it up a notch. But
Marvin, I used to call him Will Smith on the first game.
Here, take this key card.
That was all his story.
Yeah.
Some lines, when they delivered certain lines, it do feel cheesy.
Yeah.
I do have to admit that. But
That's
overall,
just the nature of the game,
too.
Yeah.
It's a video game. It's like I love the Tomb Raider reboots. But there's some lines where it's like, look, you almost got raped in the last scene. I wouldn't be cracking jokes right about now.
I forgot about that.
Like she just like was like screaming and sweating and kicking a guy off, fending off her life, and she's like, wouldn't want to stick around.
That got awkward. That got awkward.
Oh, it always gets awkward with me. I mean, you're drawing the comparisons to Joe Rogan earlier. Come on now.
I think in the second game, Laura turned into Bayverse Optimus Prime.
We will kill them all.
Yes. You son of a bitch.
I still say if I could get my control somehow help with writing the comics, I would do like some kind of Transformer multiverse where when it's all said and done, Bayverse Prime is the actual villain when it's all said and done because he's got PTSD and just realizes he has to wipe everything out in his own perverse logic.
I thought that was going to happen in Dark of the Moon, but then I realized, it's Michael Bay.
Nothing makes sense.
I'll still never forget Michael Bay when Megatron's like, all right, we stopped Sentinel. Put her there, friend. Axe to the head. Okay.
Yeah, that always sat so wrong with me, too, where he's like, Prime, we were brothers. To think about what we could accomplish if we worked together. And then Prime just like, fuck you.
He was thinking, you just ripped my fucking arm off.
Yeah. What? Wait, I thought Sentinel Prime ripped his arm off. I gotta rewatch. Yeah.
Oh, were you talking about Megatron?
Yeah, like Megatron, like is
Megatron was like he was peacemaking. He's like, dude, we did this.
Yeah.
This actually, we like 12 times, man.
And then he like puts the ion cannon like right up against the back of Sentinel Prime's head and just like blows the face out of him. He's like,
yeah,
he was
like after brutal. He's on his knees admitting defeat. It's just like execute.
Yeah, it was like
I thought that Megatron was gonna turn good or something on that part, and then it's like what y'all are saying. So that was like, wow.
So I'm saying I want where Movieverse Prime is like it ends up becoming like worse than Megatron of like I'm going to take over kill all the Optimus Primes like the one and raise an army of Autobots to.
It's like the fourth movie. It's like we can't kill the humans. We must defend the humans no matter. Fuck Kelsey Grammer. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone else who stands on our way. Like I would have loved it if in the fourth movie they brought in David Hyde Pierce and a Jack Russell Terrier and the guy that played the dad before he died, and he just like eliminates the whole cast of Frasier.
What was the last movie called?
The Last Night.
That one and the preview trailers tricked me there too. I thought Optimus was turning evil for real.
Yeah. Bumblebee can suddenly talk, even though his whole voice box was removed.
and put back. His voice box was removed, put back, said it was working, and then for some reason never worked again.
A mysterious robot played by Steve Buscemi for one scene gives him a voice box that sounds exactly like Siri.
So just when he needs it, right in the middle of the big fight, Optimus has got him dead to rights, and Bumblebee finally finds his voice, and he's like, take care of Martha for me. And
yeah, right. Well, on that note, I think we should call it a wrap. Let's get some where you at. Starting off with True Starscreamer.
I am getting old in North Carolina. No. You, of course, can find me on Instagram at True Starscreamer. Hopefully that Reveltech Psylocke will get some love later this week. Of course, on the PlayStation Network at True Starscreamer, playing a whole bunch of single-player games, so I can't play with you right now. And on the Facebooks, David Lutwack. And finally, of course, here every Thursday with some tasteful humor for all the masses to truly enjoy and embrace on a universal level.
Very cool. Very cool. Up next,
and be on Beard Watch.
Beard Watch. Up next, we've got Partsformer. Matt, where can everybody find you at?
Before you find me, I want to point out that Mr. Matthew Baldwin wants to point out how he loves the Dr. Huxtable sweater that TMan has on for the whole duration of the show.
Can I get a...
Deluxe loves me.
Listen, that Seattle Phoenix. I said you bought it from my estate sale because my bitch wife Camille was all my money. But if you send it back, I'll trade you for my lifetime supply of pudding pops.
They're still married, right?
Well, on paper, this house controls my money.
Yeah. I wouldn't divorce them either.
Yeah.
You owe me this.
Hey, I mean, you know.
That's an odd thing to say.
With a line like that, you know.
But yeah, find me here and Instagram and Xbox Live and Twitter all under the name Partsformer. Thursday nights with these fine gentlemen. Hopefully it'll be warmer.
I know. Freezing my nips off.
No,
I'm not. I'm actually very comfortable here.
I have a blanket in my lap.
Joe.
It's above freezing. I'm happy.
You can find me on. You will soon find me on PlayStation quite a bit. I'm going to be getting Anthem. My tag name is Joe_2131, and you can find my halfway decent figure photography on our Figure Action podcast.
Very cool.
And nowhere else.
Everyone knows where to find him, but just in case you don't, and you're not willing to Google TMan 978, see where can people find you?
YouTube, Google Plus, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter,
Pornhub,
Facebook again.
$13. Put up the video. Put the review up. $13 and put it. I'm raising it up this week.
I'm waiting until it gets to 20.
Can I get that in writing?
You can find me on PlayStation as Agent Jazz, but you better say or put a little message with your friend request because I won't accept it. If I don't accept random unless somebody says something like you're joining because I saw you said join on the podcast. But yeah, that's it. Google my name, TMan 978.
Right on, right on.
He's kind of a big deal. You should do that.
And as for me, you can find me here every Thursday night with this colorful cast of characters. And I don't have any excuses now that I'm in the house. Still have a lot more moving to do. You can find me in the Facebook groups as James Jordan. You can find me on PlayStation Network and the Xbox Live as Extra Zero. PlayStation, it's all one word. On Xbox, it's Extra Space Zero. You can find me on Twitter at The Original Zero and Instagram as Extra Zero. Additionally, may have some more YouTube content coming out as soon as they get set up. I'm actually going to have, I can move my camera. I actually have this nice desk here, and I'm going to have a photo area going on right there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We broke the fourth wall.
I did break the fourth wall. I will have a collection video as soon as I'm set up. I can't guarantee when I'm going to be happy to share. Yeah, I might do a progress video. And yeah, so keep an eye out on the Figure Action channel. If you like what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get alerts when we have new content. As soon as I'm settled in, be putting some of that out. Additionally, by this weekend, I'm going to get everything moved over to Anchor FM, so we will have offline listening again, and the whole archive will be there. Looking forward to getting some more guests in 2019. Got some cool content coming. I do apologize. It's been kind of just us still finding our voice in early 2019, but stick with us. We've got a lot for y'all. So once again, thanks to everybody who participated in the chat, hung out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next week. And until next time, peace out.
See you guys.